Hello, I am Sean Sands from Gamers with Jobs, back with more Kerbal Space Program, back with our lunar mission, back to admit to you that I had to redo the mission. So, I'll go up. We're pretty much, sort of, where we left off, just a different mission of that. It's still the Juno 5, but there are two things it turned out I did wrong in the last episode in creating my lunar lander. And I also did a little bit better with the rockets and staging this time. Two things made it that it was not going to work. Number one, I didn't have any control on this thing. So I had to use my RCS to steer it at all because it didn't have any, I didn't know it just wasn't going to control. I detached and turned on SAS and it's like, nope, I don't do that. And number two, and more importantly, I had the one tank over here that I was using to supplement. That makes it super duper off balance. So I would thrust, I detached and let go and floated off and got all in position. Then I started to do my deceleration thrust, and I just spun, just like a top. So those were two significant fail states that hopefully I've somewhat addressed here. I would like to do this in the day side, please, where I can see really well, because that's just one of the things Kerbal Space Program doesn't do all that great. But it is now time to land on the Mun, get our science, do our things, and then come back up and reconnect. So first thing is we're going to transfer Valentina into our lunar lander module, and then we're going to decouple. And we're going to switch over to Valentina, who is going to turn off RCS and keep on SAS. The staging is all wrong. That makes me nervous. I'm going to swing this around, and we're just going to activate the engine here. I don't want to blast into my return module here. So we'll activate and just do a little bit of a tap. Good. All right. And we would burn retrograde. We will go ahead and extend our lander legs. We have, the nice thing is now that I have the double tanks, I'm a lot less worried about fuel. We have a ton of Delta V in here. So we will burn retrograde. We have 538 meters per second to burn off here, which we should be able to do. So let's go ahead and do that. Switch this to surface mode. Let's not make that mistake again. Burn off that horrible speed? That horrible horizontal speed. And we'll come down. Still got a cold today, by the way. I'm just a little more active on taking some cold medicine. So, yeah, see, told you. Horizontal speed down to 230 meters per second. Lots of fuel. I'm feeling comfortable about the descent, comfortable about the return. I don't think I'll ever be comfortable about the idea of trying to dock in space. It's super duper scary, but yeah. We've done it before. We can do it again. He said with utmost confidence. Burn off the last of that. No, that's it. That's all I can get right now. Turn retrograde, do a quick save, and let her drop down quite a bit. So we're 4,000 meters above the terrain. I think we'll start burning at around 2,500. That's close enough. No reason to go crazy. Still coming down. Burned off about... Yeah, we're good. We're all good. Drop a little more. Get down to about 800, and we'll burn off some more of that speed. That's good. Burn it down to about 30. And then at around 200 meters, we'll burn it down to about 15, 300. No reason to be crazy. And we will just softly bring her down at 3.9, maybe 4 meters per second. Give it a little bit of gas as we close this final distance. And touchdown. Hey, that was pretty good. That wasn't bad. We'll go ahead and grab, I don't know if we have any science. Do we not? Yeah, I put a thing on this. We'll observe the mystery goo. We'll keep that experiment. Where'd I put those stupid things? Did I cover them up? No, there they are. Get the temperature. Get the pressure. Oh, please tell me I didn't cover a Valentina's actions obstructed. I did a bad job. All right, if I eject, I'm going to save, do a quick save. If I eject these, which side is she on? I have to eject them both. If I decouple and decouple, how much fuel do I have? Still have 700 delta V. All right, I think we can still do okay with that. Now she can EVA. She can do an EVA report. And she can store that. Ah! Nice job, Valentina. Okay, it's going to be fine. Everything's fine. I overreacted. I don't need another EVA report. That's what I always do. Going to take a surface sample. And we're going to plant a flag. And we are going to say... the Kerbal has landed. And then we're going to go home. Well, we're going to have to wait for our orbiter to come back into position. Ah. Come on, Valentina. Valentina, I told you to grab. Maybe just bored. Stop running. Damn it, Valentina. You can do this. I believe in you. Believe in yourself. There we go. Okay. All right. So we need to get our orbiter back around, which is way over here. We'll set it as a target. It's going at about, what is that? About 60 degrees? 0, 90, 70 degrees, 75 degrees. I'm going to burn about like this, I guess. Let's get it back around. And let it swing around to us. And get some sort of reasonable intercept on it. It's going to be at about what it's coming in at its apoapsis at 16.9. It's going to be about 16 kilometers up. Come on, come around. Maybe let it get about here. Maybe more. This is the nerve-wracking part to me. All right. Turn on SAS. Don't turn on RCS. I turn to about 70 degrees. Let's worry about, nope, we want to worry about our orbit right now. Okay. I think we need to have a better trajectory here. Got to get that apoaps up to at least 16,000. $15, $16. Oh, that was really close, actually. All right, so let's do target. So our speed to target is going to be 150. We still have 250 delta V in the bag. Should be able to do this. It's not going to be super easy. Oh, I'm nervous about this. Nervous about this. Oh, it's so nerve-wracking. And I mean, we still, like, we can get Valentina home because we can bring the orbiter to her and just do EVAs and stuff like that. I would like to get it reattached because then there's going to be the whole thing of having to carry the science over or whatever because we don't have a transmitter on this. Where do I want to get? I want to get about here, and then I want to start burning off our relative speed. Yeah, I want to start burning off that relative speed. Holding about the same distance, which is good. Still have 100 and something delta V in the tank. Burn off the rest of that relative speed, which means we've got a generally matching orbit. We're a little ahead, which is fine. All right. So now let's swing towards the target. We're going to burn towards the target a little bit, just to close that gap. And we are in orbit, close to it. We are going towards the target, right? Oh, we have too much delta V. We did it bad. Maybe we can use the RCS to get rid of that. Okay, now we need RCS. Nope, we need that mode. Docking mode. Burn it off. Come on, burn more of it off. Zooming past us. Almost a kilometer away, but we're finally getting it. How much monopropellant? Oh, it's not a ton. Oh, it's not a ton. What we can do is we can use. Are we back in a? Do we have electric charge? Oh, because we aren't in staging mode. Okay, want to aim right at it. I need to close the gap a little bit. Turn RCS back on. There we go. Turn staging mode back on. Turn RCS off. I'm going to save it here. Not a ton of monopropellant, but once we get within range, we shouldn't need that much more. Worst comes to worst, we can also try and use the Juno 5 to dock. I think it has RCS on it. If we get below 4, I think we'll need to do that. Turn retrograde to the target. Close that gap a bit. Get it within. Okay. Turn it back to staging mode and turn RCS off. RCS off. Staging mode off. Actually, no. Gonna close the gap some more. Okay. actually want to burn a little bit this way. You can just use RCS thruster here. Trying to get in front of it so that I can come in at the right angle on this thing. And that's going to be right about here. I'm not super happy that we're looking directly into the sun for this, but we'll make it work. Okay, RCS, docking mode. All right, RCS off, docking mode off. Having to save so much. Okay, we want to swing right toward it. Actually, we want to make the... We can't see it yet. Okay, good. Whew, I thought we had sailed right past it. And now we can just use RCS from here on out, assuming we are lined up in a positive way. I want to go up a little bit. Because we need to get that docking clamp as our main target. Very carefully. Very carefully. Just close the gap. Come on. Show me that docking clamp. There it is. Set as target. There it is. Okay, good. Stop. I want to turn a little bit. Okay. RCS off. Feel like that's lined up. RCS on. Close the distance. Still have 10 monopropellant, and we're making tiny little corrections now, just a little bit. Close the gap. Come on. There you go. You can do it. Giving myself encouragement. I believe in me. Come on. Kiss it. Yeah! Whew. All right, we do want to transfer the science, I think. We do want to... do we still have the landing legs out? No, they're up. Can we transfer the science to the main vessel? Because we may have to detach this. So let's pull Valentina out for an EVA. I want you to pull all that science. Take the data. And then let go. And we'll just store that data up here. Store the experiments. Good. There's no science left in here, right? And then Valentina, you can just get in. I think that's underneath. Turn on your lights. There you go. Oh, isn't that nice? Wow. I should start putting lights on my ships. Up. Backwards. There we go. Where's the hatch on this thing? I think it's here. Was it on the other side? Can always just get back into the lunar module if I have to. Is this the hatch? If I covered up the hatch on literally every vehicle. I think that's the hatch. All right, you're going to have to get back in the lunar vehicle and just transfer through the airlock. That's the way we'll do it. It's fine. So transfer crew, Valentina to here. Good, good, good. Do we leave the lunar explorer ship? Do we try and take it with us? Yeah, we got a lot of Delta V. We might be able to bring it home. Let's plan a ride. Speaking of home, let's go there. I want to go to there. I don't want to leave the orbit, if you don't mind. Would like to actually go home. Actually, we can actually start burning that right away. Can't we? Stop it, RCS. Now let's go to the node. I don't want to do something stupid. Again. I don't want to do more things that are stupid. This is too slow. Go faster. Oh, because we're below 25,000 meters. Do a quick save. I mean, we could always tank up at the... I mean, if we had needed to, we could tank up here, but we have plenty of Delta V in the tank. Not worried about it. This took a while. But I'm pretty happy it's working out the way it is. Three minutes to the burn, 2 minutes, 1 minute, and let's go ahead and zip that on down. Okay, and go ahead and burn that. All right, that's good. Now Periaps is 3 million, but that's fine. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh my god. Are you serious right now? Are you messing with me right now? Flew into the moon because I couldn't be patient. Why? Why? Make this go away. Okay, I want to go home. I don't want to fly into the moon. Dear game, I don't want to fly into the moon. No, thank you. Boy, I just barreled into it too. That was a staggeringly strong crash into the moon. Oh my god, what an annoying, what a frustrating thing. Please don't fly me to the moon. Like, it's an important difference between fly me to the moon and fly me into the moon. Do not fly me into the moon. All right, let's try that again. Boy, that moment where I realized it too, like where I realized, wait a minute, I have no, my trajectory is just moon encounter. fine. Good. Okay. No moon encounter this time. That's good. And we will warp here. And again, we have not flown into the moon. Very encouraging. I don't know what happened there. I'm sure it's something I did. It is all. I realize it's always something I did. It's not. I'm never confused on that particular point. I realize it is always something I did, but I don't know what that thing that I did was. We have 500 meters per second in this stage still, so we'll swing her around and just be reckless with it. We have a total of 2,300 delta V in the tank. So we will be able to go home in relative style. In the style of being able to burn off all our gross speed. And we'll bring it down to about there. A little bit. There we go. We'll save. So again, we don't do anything shockingly stupid and terrifying. We will watch the moon drift off into nothingness as Kerbal, you're here somewhere. Where is Kerbal? Oh, I found it. And we'll let that swing back around to retrograde again. All right, what is this? You don't need to be there. You can be here. These are the drogue chutes. These are the main chutes, right? Main. Tiny drogue chutes, good. Next stage that we're going to kick off is here, yes. We've already ejected the fairing, so just going to move that up in case it does something unexpected that that I will come to regret. We'll hit the atmosphere. Oh, we need to bring our solar panels in. And worst case scenario, yeah, we kick everything, we just run with the capsule. But we should be able to slow this down nicely and bring back at least this stage. At least part of it. Let's go ahead and start burning retrograde. Finish off of this stage and kick it right off. There we go. Burn off a little more of that speed. 2,800. Our apoapse is still real high. So we can let the atmosphere do some of the work here. Going to hit our periapse in about 40 seconds. Once we hit the periapse, I think I'll start slowing down because we'll be hanging out in this part of the atmosphere that is slowing us down, and I kind of want to stay in this area. Periapse is dropping nicely. This feels like a nice smooth angle to get back in. We'd have to, I think we'd bounce out and come back around a couple of times if we weren't going to use our engine. But we are going to use our engine. And once we hit periapse, in probably more like 30 seconds, probably even more than that, considering how slowly it's going down. But I like this. I like this. This is all good. All right, and let's burn. Burn until our apoapse is in the atmosphere. $200,000, still 1,400 delta V in the tank. And that's in the atmosphere. Do a quick save. Speed up a bit till we get back to our apoapse. We're still slowing down nicely. And yeah, this is real good. We're still slowly going up, too. Very slowly still going up. This is really good. All right. Nice. Now we're coming down. Continuing to slow down. Atmosphere is doing all the work. Lots of fuel in the tank. Probably too much. I don't know. Is it too much? Well, we can always use the fuel to land, right? That's to counteract the forces of gravity. Specifically, that one, not forces. It's specifically the force of gravity that concerns me. I think we will burn off some of this speed now, though. Just so we don't run into any trouble. Lots of Delta V. I'm going to probably cut engines. Around 700 Delta V left in the tank. Let the atmosphere do some more of the work. We're under 1,500 meters per second. That's all good. We're going to move this out of the way. Drogue chutes will be up first. Yeah, that's good. We can stop now. Do a quick save. And we're still managing to slow down. Don't flip around. Hold your position. And we are under 1,000 meters per second now. Drogue chutes can deploy at what? 750? No, not 750. Like 500? Ready to deploy my drogue chutes now. I'd like to deploy my drogue chutes now. Close. Almost there. Deploy drogue chutes. Turn off SAS. Still 5 kilometers up. Drop that down to about 2 kilometers. Drogue chutes deployed. We'll deploy our other chutes around the 500 mark. And mark. Slows us down to about 10. Nice. Get down to about 100, and then we'll tap on the engines a little bit. There we go. Lunar mission complete. Lots of stuff home. Recover vessel. Well, that took longer than I had wanted. Far more complicated than I had hoped it was going to be. It had to bring the mission. And also, I didn't restart. Like, that's the thing, is that mission that you saw last time, that completed, I just never detached. Well, I did. I detached the lunar module. It didn't work. I reverted to right before I detached the lunar module, and I just brought them all home. So, you know, we did it the fair way and built a whole new rocket. Jeb, Bill, and Valentina are ready for their promotions, ready for their day in the limelight. We have 400. Thank you, by the way, for the person who said, you just press the blue button and it warps to next morning. I mean, you would think I'm new to this game. Like, you would legitimately be within your rights to think I'm new to this game. It's hundreds of hours, a couple of hundreds, not hundreds and hundreds, but a couple 100 hours. And just, hey, there's the blue button that warps them next. I'm sure at some point I knew that. I can no longer just have a dirt road over here. I'm going to need to upgrade that. I don't even know whether I'm going to use it anytime soon, but I'm so tired of looking at that dirt road, that gravel runway. It's still kind of gross. I probably might do it again. We need to figure out research and development. What are we doing next? It's Duna, right? Well, is it Duna yet? Probably. I don't know. Because there's other stuff I want. What I may do in the meantime is I may run a couple of missions. Let's go ahead and grab our science from our monitoring stations, too. We'll go up to Juno 4, right? See how they're doing. They have a nice signal. Do they have any energy? They have a little. Hopefully it's enough. They have 25 science, so not much. Which means the Lunar Station doesn't really have any either. But it's nice to see Bob and Stephanie. I miss you guys. Go back to the Space Center. What do we want to do? What do I want to do? What do I want to do? Show me missions. Yeah, I mean, I should just do that just on my own. That could be fun. I don't know. Ferry a couple of people to observational survey. I hate observational surveys. Explore Duna sounds more fun, doesn't it? Maybe we try and send a probe to Duna? I'll need to figure out. So I need to look up how far away we are from a good orbital position, orbit around the sun position to get to Duna. So here's my plan also, so I don't cheat. I'm going to run the Minmus crew. I'm going to let them complete however much science they do. I'll move them to one other biome and let them do a little more science there, and then I'm going to bring them home. I'm going to bring them home so that they aren't. So I'm not just abusing that, because we're going to start having it to the point where if we're going to Duna or we're going to Jewel or we're going to wherever, we're going to need to fast forward time to a position where it is reasonable to make that trip. And I don't want to just, then kind of cheat science, because cheating science isn't fun. So we'll figure that. I got to think about it. I got to think about if you have any suggestions, like, what do you want to see? Doing this is an obvious one. I know that's probably what it'll be. But yeah, let me know what you want me to work on next. I'd like to break it up in stages again, too. I enjoyed this idea of kind of reaching milestones to get to the Apollo lunar landing style. I wouldn't mind doing something like that again. Anyway, as always, my name is Sean Sands from Gamers with Jobs. Thank you for joining me for Kerbal Space Program. And we will see you again real soon.